Although it's been 6 years since Breath of the Wild's release, the action-adventure giant is still captivating players and finding new fans the world over, with mind-blowing hidden details and speedrunning tricks discovered on a regular basis. Thankfully, from what we've seen so far of the hotly anticipated follow-up Tears of the Kingdom, it appears to be packed with just as much free exploration and adventure as its predecessor, but with additional game-changing abilities and a radically altered setting. From powerful weapon fusion to canny vehicle creations, here are 5 reasons why The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom looks like more than just a Breath of the Wild sequel. With the sudden appearance of all these mysterious floating islands in the skies high above Hyrule, we've been scratching our heads wondering where the heck they've come from. One clue might be from the very first teaser for the game, where we witnessed Ganondorf's revival and saw Hyrule Castle itself blasting off into the sky. Could this have perhaps served as the catalyst for the emergence of the Sky Islands? What secrets lie in wait for Link to discover in the clouds above remains a mystery. We'll just have to hop, skip, and jump our way from island to find out. Amidst the drama in the skies, the land below has undergone some drastic changes due to a cataclysmic event known as the Upheaval. In a recent gameplay demonstration, series producer Eiji Aonuma said that Hyrule has changed in many ways, and if he stopped to talk about all of them, he'd run out of time. What is clear is that the sudden and staggering effects of the upheaval have left the land in disarray. With the emergence of dank caves and a series of mysterious gaping chasms opening up across the world, we can only speculate on what other secrets will have been unearthed as a result. Although it may look like a serious medical condition, Link's glowing green arm is apparently the source of his newfound abilities. It was in the reveal trailer shown at E3 2019 that we first caught a glimpse of Link's arm being consumed by a peculiar energy. However, it wasn't until we got an initial look at gameplay that we learned more about the powers he acquired as a result. Allowing Link to pick up, move, rotate, and combine objects as well as construct vehicles, the versatile Ultra Hand looks like it could be one of the most useful new abilities in our hero's repertoire. In a recent gameplay demo, we saw him use it to construct a raft to cross a small body of water, but we've also seen Link commandeer some pretty unique looking vehicles in trailers, likely courtesy of Ultra Hand. Our heads are already spinning at the endless possibilities and hidden areas players will discover through this ability. It looks to be ultra handy indeed. With confirmation that weapon durability has returned, Link's new fuse skill might have been partly conceived as a remedy to the feature that divided fans in Breath of the Wild. With fuse, Link can take 2 separate objects such as a tree branch and a rock, and combine them to create a makeshift hammer, vastly improving the attack output of what would have otherwise been a humble stick. Fuse can also improve the reach of certain weapons. Combining a stick with a pitchfork can create a lengthy spear, for example, and it can also be used to create ice, fire, and even homing arrows. Link needs to be careful where he drops his MacGyvered creations though, because it looks like enemies can pick up and wield fused weapons too. Considering the sheer verticality of Tears of the Kingdom's open world, Link's other new abilities, Ascend and Recall, are welcome additions, allowing him to move between the land and sky with ease. Ascend seems to let Link smoothly pass through ceilings to reach the level above, and according to series producer Eiji Aonuma, you can use it anywhere as long as there's a floor above you. It sure beats taking the stairs. Meanwhile, Recall gives Link the kind of power that Sher could only sing about, allowing him to turn back time on physical objects, rewinding their movement. Large rocks that fall from the sky can have their trajectory reversed, allowing Link to hop on board and ride them back up into the clouds. Recall seems to work in a similar fashion to the stasis ability from Breath of the Wild, which also involved the manipulation of time. As for how else Link will be able to leverage this new ability, we can't be sure. We guess only time will tell. One thing that stands out from what we've seen so far, however, is that Link is able to perform all these actions with just his trusty glowing green arm. At no point does he pull out a device like the Sheikah Slate from Breath of the Wild to enable these abilities, so perhaps these newfound skills are simply now a part of Link. Don't think that if you memorize the attack patterns of the formidable Lynels from Breath of the Wild, that you'll be safe coming into Tears of the Kingdom. Far from it, in fact. From what we've seen so far, Link will have a slew of new foes to reckon with, whether it's a suspiciously familiar looking 3-headed dragon, Zonai constructs, a flying beast which we've seen ferry bokoblins into battle, and a new type of monolithic beast that bears resemblance to the stone talus from Breath of the Wild, it's clear Link will have his work cut out for him in his efforts to restore peace to the Kingdom of Hyrule. Not only are these nasties out for Link's blood, but they also appear to have beef with each other. Enemies like the Zonai constructs will pick fights with other enemies like Choo-Choos, leaving Link to merely spectate. What this could mean beyond some sport-like entertainment we can't be certain, but either way we're placing our bet on the Zonai. Finally, how could we forget the triumphant but also terrifying return of the Demon King himself, Ganondorf? This is the first time we're seeing him in this form since 2005's Twilight Princess. And is it just me, or does it look like he's spent the past 18 years in the gym? Never mind the Triforce, get a load of those triceps. With only a handful of trailers and some gameplay to go off, much of the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is still shrouded in mystery. This was just a small preview of some of the major ways the highly anticipated sequel is differentiating itself from its predecessor. But based on what we've seen so far, our expectations are like Link's ascend ability, well and truly through the roof. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom launches on Nintendo Switch on May 12th. And for all things Zelda and Nintendo, keep it locked to IGN.
Link, you are our final hope.